Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, I ask if the chair of the Military Construction Veterans Affairs and Related Agencies Appropriations Subcommittee would rise and engage in a colloquy.
Be my privilege.
Thank you, sir, and thank you. First of all, I'd like to commend you, Chairman Culberson and Ranking Member Bishop, and the Appropriations Committee staff for their efforts in bringing this important measure for our veterans and our military to the floor. I'd also like to take this opportunity to highlight a vital need to our Central Florida veterans population. This year, as we approach the completion of construction of the new Veterans Hospital and Medical Complex at Lake Nona in Orlando, I'd like to request your assistance on helping to keep the existing and valuable medical facilities and clinic at Baldwin Park in service to our veterans. This medical resource is an important federal asset that must not sit idle even before the new medical facility and center opens. It's critical that the VA make a positive determination on the future use of this property and medical center. With Florida's growing veterans population that is already the second largest in the nation, it's important that we plan now for the future medical care for our veterans. Additionally, with those services for our men and women now returning from overseas conflicts, we must prepare for the future demand for medical services. 2 years ago, in a letter I wrote Secretary of Veterans Affairs to plan for this day, for today, and anticipate keeping this medical facility open and using it for the benefit of our veterans. Most recently, I have a joint letter, and I'll ask shortly to have both of these entered in the record. I have a joint letter from the Central Florida delegation, both Democrats and Republican, asking for the VA's consideration of this request. I'm now hoping, Mr. Chairman, that you will join us in our effort to ensure that the VA takes steps to preserve and utilize this much-needed medical capability that we have there. The recently opened Lake Nona Veterans 120-bed nursing facility and 60-bed domiciliary care unit are already at capacity, confirming the need to maintain the Baldwin Park complex. Mr. Chairman, finally, I just ask for your support. You've been most helpful in the past in these current efforts to ensure that the existing VA medical facilities in Baldwin Park remain open and continue to provide world-class treatment for our veterans population.
I want to assure my good friend from Florida, Chairman Mica, I look forward to working with you to ensure that the VA does complete its independent study of this facility, and I'm confident to hope that that report's going to come back and show the continued need for the Baldwin Park facility, and work closely with you, sir, to make certain that the Veterans Administration does everything in its power to support the results of that independent study and work to keep the open.
Well, again, I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your past work, Mr. Bishop, and the staff for working with us. We look forward to ensuring that the VA medical complex at Baldwin Park remains open and continue to be used for the services, medical services for our veterans. Finally, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to, at the appropriate time, insert in the record as unanimous consent a letter both from the Central Florida delegation to be made part of the record, and secondly, a letter to the Secretary of Veterans Affairs, which I sent him back in 2012, hopefully in anticipation of using that facility that we're talking about in this colloquy.
Chairman's request is actually covered by the general rule.
I thank you, and I yield back the balance of my time.